And the kind of people that lived in Aggrey Road were mainly pickpockets, criminals, all kinds of people, armed robbers. It was a training ground for robbers. There was a lot of harlots in those places. Drugs were freely sold in Aggrey Road waterside. Viewers, welcome back to my story. I arrived at Aggrey Road waterside or waterfront with my 4 months pregnant mother. I was barely 2 years old. Life began in a one bedroom, in a face me, I face you apartment where we shared toilet and bathroom with about 20 or 25 other tenants. It was a dramatic change for a boy who had a room to himself and the room was en suite. It was a tough time for my mother, but my mother was determined and she knew that pleasing God, when you please God, that God will show up for you. God saw her through. She gave birth to that child, which my father wanted her to abort. The child lived. And soon after his birth, my mother took up trading. She went into the trading of lace, wares, especially lace for men and women. And her business picked up rapidly. From what was one shop became several stores. And my mother began to travel to Onitsha and to Lagos, Balogun market to restock her shop. She became a wholesaler eventually and became successful in her own right as a trader. As a trader of lace, gold, and all the wearing apparels for women. So my early life, growing up in Aggrey Road waterfront with a busy mother, my mother would leave me behind at home. And Aggrey Road was really an urban jungle. It was a densely populated place, and the kind of people that lived in Aggrey Road were mainly pickpockets, criminals, all kinds of people, armed robbers. It was a training ground for robbers. There was a lot of harlots in those places. Drugs were freely sold in Aggrey Road waterside. The language in Aggrey Road waterside was foul language filled with a lot of cursing, and every kind of quarrel was settled with broken bottles, people being stabbed with knife and broken bottles and all of that. It was a place where you can say, so it's survival of the fittest. My neighbors and the young men I grew up with became the Niger Delta militants of my time. Soboma George, who is now late, Ateke Tom, who is now a major kingpin. All of those kind of people were the kind of people I grew up in Aggrey Road waterfront. Growing up in Aggrey Road waterfront was very tough for me because I was not the very strong type. As a child, I was very sickly. I was plagued with a mysterious sickness that seems to defy all normal hospital treatment. My mother took me to so many hospitals and to see many specialists, but I could not be healed or I could not be cured. And it was in Aggrey Road waterfront, somebody advised her in the last visit to Braithwaite Memorial Hospital, BMH, that, Madam, this sickness your child has is not hospital sickness. We will recommend that you seek traditional African medicine. And that was how my mother was advised to go to native doctors to seek solution for my treatment. In the next episode, viewers, I'm going to share with you how this seeking traditional solution brought me deep into the den of the devil. Stay tuned until the next episode.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have no doubt in my mind that many of you can relate very closely, very clearly to what Boma is saying. Africa is riddled through and through with ritualistic practices, with secret societies, some of them demanding blood. Boma ended on a dunghill, leaving the palace at Okomoko Road, GRA, Port Harcourt. At the age of 2, you can imagine the descent and the shock and the hopelessness of coming from such a height to such a level. But do not forget that there is a thread that is the will and the purpose of God playing out. It will not always be rosy, but God is working out something. Do not miss any episode of Boma's stories. You will hear things that will cause you to think about your own life. This is what this is all about. So please do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Forward this video to your friends. A story is building up. It will be a big gap if you should lose to listen to any of the series that is coming. Be a part of what God is doing. Send us your comment and God will bless you.